Hey friends, I'm so glad to see you again. Today, we're talking about one of the sweetest, funniest, and most heartfelt anime stories, where every episode brings new emotions, little surprises, and those small steps towards something bigger. If you love stories full of awkward moments, genuine effort, and characters who go just a little overboard for love, you're in the right place. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Sophia Riller is a quiet and modest girl who dreams of a peaceful life. At the age of 16, she takes part in the blessing ceremony, a ritual where every young person receives a card representing their patron deity. By chance, Sophia draws the card of the gorilla god, a being of immense strength. From that moment on, she must learn to control her new powers, which cause nothing but trouble. Everything she touches breaks or even explodes. At Deerington, a prestigious school for aristocratic children, Sophia is constantly bullied by Carissa, a popular girl with her usual entourage. But just when things get too much, Sophia gets a distraction: the arrival of Lois, a handsome and respected knight candidate. Taking advantage of the commotion around him, Sophia sneaks away to find peace under a tree. Even there, however, she can't escape her troubles. She accidentally crushes an apple and struggles with sudden cravings for bananas. After the ceremony, Sophia learns that the gorilla's blessing is extremely rare. It appears only once every 50 years. Because of this, she unexpectedly receives an offer to undergo trials and become a member of the Royal Order of Knights. Although it's a great honor, Sophia has no desire to become a warrior. She longs for a quiet, ordinary life. But refusing isn't an option. Doing so could damage her family's reputation and even put them at risk of being branded as traitors. Deciding to fail the trials on purpose, Sophia heads to the testing grounds. Along the way, she helps an old man whose cart has broken down, using her strength to carry his cargo. Afterward, she loses her way in the forest until she meets a mysterious boy with black hair and green eyes who helps guide her. She hopes he's just a kind stranger, but soon realizes he is none other than Lois, one of the examiners. At the training grounds, Sophia finds herself the only girl among the candidates. She tries to fail deliberately, but her divine blessing keeps helping her excel. During the first trial, a speed test, she finishes faster than anyone else. Then comes the rope course, where she saves another candidate, Isaac, from falling from a great height. Her actions earn admiration and recognition. Lois tends to Sophia's injured hand and hints that he sees more in her than just a potential knight. He sees someone truly special. Sophia begins to understand that her life will never be the same again, but for the first time, she starts to accept her abilities and the new opportunities they bring. After Lois healed Sophia's arm, he suddenly started massaging it. Sophia gently reminded him that it was her arm, and Lois apologized, explaining that he had been trying to understand how she managed to climb down the rope with Isaac. He had assumed her abilities were connected to her legs or a divine blessing, but Sophia avoided giving a direct answer. She didn't want to talk about her gift from the gorilla god. They returned to the trials, where Sophia was relieved to find out she had missed them. All participants ended up injured. She realized she might have technically failed by not completing the final stages. Although that had been her original goal, now she felt sad. She seemed to be developing feelings for Lois. The trials ended, and everyone was sent home. Before leaving, Lois thanked Sophia for saving his teammate, joking that thanks to her, he didn't have to carry his comrade away with a shovel. On her way home, Isaac ran up to her, worried about her condition. After making sure she was okay, he told her he admired Lois, how he had become a knight at just 15 years old, came from a respected family, yet remained humble and kind. Later, they met Eddie, who was being teased because of his mother. Sophia and Isaac stood up for him, which led to a fight. During the scuffle, Sophia showed off her strength by throwing an opponent against a tree. Afterwards, they introduced themselves properly. Isaac had received the blessing of the dog, speed and loyalty. Eddie possessed a secret power, and Sophia admitted she had gained strength from the gorilla god, asking them to keep it a secret. A few days later, Sophia was informed that she had passed the trial thanks to her heroic actions. At school, she met Isaac and Eddie again. Now they were in the same class. Sophia feared this would make it harder for her to stay unnoticed, but her friends were happy to be together. They agreed to hide their goals of becoming knights and their connection to each other. Soon after, Lois joined them as the senior mentor of the trio. The group quickly gained popularity among classmates, but Sophia tried to stay in the background. Things became especially difficult when Lois gave her a pastry, causing jealousy among the other girls. To avoid conflict, Sophia left, leaving Lois to deal with the crowd. She knew that their powers could change the world, and that they needed to be careful. After a long time, the day of the ceremony finally arrives, and Sophia still hasn't recovered from her fright when the girls followed her into the room to find out how she knows Lois. She makes up a story, claiming that she and Lois merely played together as children because their families were acquainted. The girls seem satisfied with the answer, but before leaving, they gently tease her, saying that someone as handsome as Lois would never take interest in someone so gangly as her. Sophia agrees. She sees herself as tall, thin, pale, and unattractive, a real gorilla. She's convinced that Lois will never look at her with any kind of affection. At the ceremony, the strict master Ishaval appears. He congratulates the new knights and reminds them of their duties. During his speech, he notices Sophia and suggests she should cut her bangs. She promises to do it tomorrow, though she regrets drawing his attention. That same night, she tries to trim her hair herself, but ends up ruining it. Eventually, she breaks the scissors and decides to go to a barber. Wrapping her head in a scarf, she heads into town. Along the way, she pauses near a strawberry shortcake, the favorite treat of gorillas. Lois spots her and offers help. Sophia asks him to accompany her to the barber. He does, introducing her to a sinister-looking stylist named Clean, a former member of the Order. Clean promises to fix her hair while keeping its length. Though frightened, Sophia later finds that her hairstyle barely changed, just slightly wavy now. Lois pays for the service, explaining it was only fair. They continue walking, and Sophia notices that Lois wants to stop by the pastry shop. She suggests going in together, realizing that he's uncomfortable with all the girls staring at him. Inside, everyone indeed looks their way, but Sophia feels at ease. They order lots of sweets, and Lois seems happy to be able to eat in peace. Sophia tells him he could easily find a girlfriend, but Lois replies that he's focused on his goals for now. She then confesses that she has the blessing of the god of gorillas, and Lois accepts this, offering his protection if anyone ever tries to hurt her. Later, Sophia wonders whether his ability might be connected to an orangutan. Meanwhile, Captain Shin and his partner are reviewing the new recruits, including Sophia. The next day, she uses gorilla strength to escape a crowd of Lois's fangirls, accidentally leaving Isaac behind. During training, Isaac is angry, but Sophia explains she had to leave. Eddie is tired of physical exercises. Now it's time for shooting practice. Everyone receives rifles, unloaded, and protective vests made of spider silk. During target practice, Eddie performs well and earns praise. Sophia is too nervous and accidentally crushes the rifle with her bare hands. Captain Ancient mocks her, calling her a monkey. After class, the captain demonstrates his own skills, flying and accurate shooting. Everyone is impressed. The group talks about the upcoming ball, but Sophia isn't sure she wants to go. She doesn't have a proper dress. The day of the school ball had arrived, and Sophia was looking at the dress her parents had sent. It was a bright red dress that looked far too flashy, not her style at all. She even considered going in her old clothes or skipping the event entirely to avoid mockery. In the end, she decided to wear her old dress and headed to the ball. There, she was met by Carissa along with her date, Leo. They mocked Sophia, claiming that entry without a partner was forbidden. Offended, Sophia ran away but bumped into the charming Lois. Noticing her tears, Lois offered her help. Learning that the issue was the lack of a dance partner, Lois offered to accompany Sophia to the ball. Together, they entered the ballroom, drawing looks of jealousy and disapproval from Carissa and her friends. Lois explained to Sophia that in fact, she was investigating a bomb threat, and her friends Isaac and Eddie were helping too. Sophia became part of the operation as a cover. During the dancing, Carissa and her clique tried to ruin Sophia's evening and attempted to cut her dress, but Lois managed to defuse each situation just in time. Later, Sophia accidentally falls, tearing her dress, and decides to change into the red dress she had previously rejected. On her way back, she's stopped by Leo, but fortunately Isaac and Eddie appear and help her avoid trouble. When Sophia returns in her new look, everyone turns their attention to her again. She begins to suspect that Lois only used her for cover, but Lois reassures Sophia, telling her that she truly enjoys being with her. Shortly after, Sophia notices her classmate Ara, who asks for help finding a lost earring. Trusting, Sophia follows her into an abandoned classroom where she is locked inside a wooden crate. It turns out Ara acted under Carissa's orders. Sophia could easily escape using her strength, but she doesn't want to get Ara in trouble. However, suddenly the crate is carried away by two men, and Sophia finds herself in total uncertainty, leaving everyone else in confusion. Sophia hides inside a box while her friends search for her at the party. Soon, workers lift the box to the third floor, thinking they're simply moving cargo. Sophia realizes she needs to escape so as not to interfere with her friends and avoid getting into trouble. She climbs out of the box and finds herself in an abandoned building where she unexpectedly runs into a squirrel, her old friend. They talk, and Sophia admits that she feels lonely and has developed feelings for Senior Luis. She shares her doubts, unsure whether it's truly love, and regretful that she didn't dance with him to the end. Suddenly, she hears suspicious noises and decides to investigate. She discovers two men discussing some kind of plan. Sophia realizes they might be connected to the bomb threat the school had received. As she tries to quietly slip away, she accidentally makes noise and gets noticed. The attackers pull out knives, and a brief confrontation begins. Sophia defends herself using a mannequin. The attackers try to intimidate her, but she manages to tie them up and escapes. Her squirrel friend, whom she nicknames Chippy, leads her to a room where she finds a real bomb with a countdown timer. Panicking, since she missed the lesson on defusing bombs, Sophia still decides to act. She chooses to carry the bomb as far away from the party and people as possible. Just moments before it detonates, she uses her strength and kicks the bomb into the air, right into the fireworks display. The explosion goes off without any casualties. Everyone thinks it was just a special firework. Afterward, her friends, Isaac and Eddie, come running to her, relieved and happy to find her safe and unharmed. Sophia makes up a story to hide the truth, but still admits that she hadn't thought through the risks properly. Luis arrives later but shows no particular interest in Sophia. He doesn't even look at her. This upsets her, and she wonders if her actions ruined any chance she had with him. The next day, a group of girls who used to bully Sophia approach her to apologize. They were caught in their misdeeds and have decided to change. They admit they were jealous that Sophia spent time with Luis, but now think she's cool and want to be friends. Sophia accepts their apologies, though she's still thinking about Luis and whether they'll ever get the chance to be together. It has been 3 months since Sophia joined the Peace Corps. During this time, it has become clear that the anarchist group Amanecer was behind the bombing at the school party. However, the organizers have still not managed to identify their informant inside the school. Everything indicates there is a spy or traitor among their own ranks. Nevertheless, Sophia's main concern is personal. She's still hurting over Senior Luis, barely paying her any attention. Although she tries to understand his behavior, after all, he did save her life after the bomb incident, she increasingly feels that nothing will ever come of what she thought might be between them. A new episode begins with everyone being sent on a mountain training mission. The only one genuinely excited about the assignment is Isaac. The others are less than thrilled, especially Eddie, who is clearly out of shape. On the way up, Eddie nearly falls off a cliff, but Sophia manages to grab him and pull him back just in time. Right after her, Luis jumps down to save her. Sophia survives, like the true falling master that she is. A gorilla finds an abandoned cabin and tries to start a fire, but she doesn't have the necessary tools. Just then, there's a knock at the door. It's Chip, her loyal Ardillian friend, bringing her the missing supplies. They warm themselves by the fire and wait for rescue. The next morning, Sophia wakes up to find a naked Luis lying beside her. He explains that he stayed the night and that his clothes are drying outside. While they wait, he shares an important revelation. He can transform into a squirrel. It's a special gift tied to his magic. Sophia is surprised, but what really bothers her is a different question. Why did he even jump after her? Luis admits that he overheard her conversation with Chip, where she confessed her feelings for him. Not knowing how to respond, he simply distanced himself. Now, though, he says he's finally understood his own emotions. He fell in love with her the moment they met. Though hurt, Sophia admits she still has feelings for him, but had stopped hoping because of his coldness. Their tender moment is interrupted by a loud entrance. Isaac bursts into the cabin using his people-tracking skills. He almost ruins the romantic atmosphere, but at least confirms that everyone else is safe. Thanks for watching. If you had fun, don't forget to leave a like. See you in the next video.